You're thinking about moving to Sacramento, California, maybe just kind of wondering what, Sacramento has to offer for those in the military or even veterans. Well, this one is for you. So first of all, thank you so much for your service from the bottom of my heart. Let's talk about what Sacramento has to offer and why it's an incredible place to call home for both veterans and, active military. If you stick with me till the end here, I'm going to share some very practical information that you need to know about living here in Sacramento. Maybe a little bit of dad humor, some insider tips that you're just not going to find on Zoom. Now, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living here in Sacramento and the surrounding areas, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. That way you can be the first to learn about all the important details and of course the current market here in Sacramento, California. I'm Reese, real estate broker and certified military relocation professional. And I've lived in this area my entire life. My team and I, we just love helping veterans and active duty service members move here to Sacramento. Whether you're PCSing or just hanging up your uniform or have already done so, or maybe you're just investing or curious about exploring the options around town, give us a call. Doesn't matter if it's 9 days or 9 months from now, feel free to reach out. All of our contact information is below in the description. Shoot me a message, drop a comment, or give me a call directly, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move here. Well, all right, let's get into it. All right, first up, maybe you've heard this joke before, but what are the 3 rules of real estate? That's location, location, location. And Sacramento really it's kind of a sweet spot here for military, active military, because we're between 2 major bases. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to pull up Google Maps and take a quick look at how this is located. So as you can see here, here's Sacramento. Forgive my art skills. I'm not great with drawing on the computer, but you can see Sacramento is basically centrally located between Travis and Beale Air Force Base. And what's really cool is, you can live here in Sacramento and you're 50 minutes to an hour to either Air Force Base. And what's really great about that is, Travis is kind of, close to the Bay Area. Buying a home in and around Travis Air Force Base can be fairly expensive, and it's much more affordable in Sacramento. Out in Beale Air Force Base, areas and what's available out there is fairly limited. And then Beale Air Force Base, of course, is just slightly further away. And a lot of people really like the variability and the different types of homes available in Sacramento and the surrounding areas. So really in a great sweet spot there. By the way, if you're kind of wondering how to time the home purchase with PCSing or maybe trying to navigate the BAH calculations, don't hesitate to reach out, click the link, call, drop a comment, whatever. We'd be more than happy to help you navigate. Now, one of the greatest benefits to veterans is the VA home loan program. It's really phenomenal. It's a 0 down payment. There's no PMI, so your payments are really low compared with conventional and FHA rates that with low down payments. The interest rates are very competitive on VA loans. So that's a huge benefit to you. And because you have those lower payments, you can really take advantage of the Sacramento market. The median home price here is about $525,000. If you're coming from somewhere like the Midwest, that may seem a little bit higher than what you were expecting. But again, with those no MI and the competitive rates, you can really make some things work for you here in Greater Sacramento. Of course, if you're retiring here and you're thinking about California in general, a median home price of $525K compared to that of the Bay Area or Southern California, where you're looking at $1.2 million to $1.5 million for just a really basic home. We're at a third of that price here. But the great thing about your VA benefit is the competitive rates and the no MI. I mean, that payment is probably much more manageable than maybe you thought. Let's take a look at the map here, and I'm going to share my screen again one more time. Here's the greater Sacramento area and all the surrounding areas like we get into, like Alberta, Rio Linda. As you can see here, let me get my drawing tool. These areas are a little bit more rural. We come out, we have Antelope's a really nice area. And then we head out, towards Roseville, Granite, we're in Roseville over here, Granite Bay. Out to the east, we have Gold River and Rancho Cordova, Folsom. We head up to El Dorado Hills, all areas that are very commutable to the military bases that we discussed. You just have a ton of opportunity to get into homes around that 525 area. We're also looking at places like Carmichael and Fair Oaks, Citrus Heights. Down here we have Elk Grove, Laguna. Just a lot of great areas. And, according to greatschools.com, Roseville, Rockland, Elk Grove, Folsom, El Dorado Hills, areas like this are some of the most sought after schools in the country. So if that's something that you're looking for, plenty of opportunity. Just one quick story for you, and this is going on right now. We're helping one young Marine who is getting out of the military. He's relocating here to Sacramento so that he and his wife, they're going to move really close to Sac State. They want to go to school there and really just focus on their education. So we're helping them get into a condo. It's very affordable. So that way they can build some equity while they complete their education. And then they'll take that equity once they've, started in their careers, and then they'll, sell that home, use that equity to buy wherever they want to. A lot of opportunity here for, veterans. And maybe you're not PCSing, maybe you're, retiring or have already retired and looking to relocate to California. I kind of mentioned this. The median home price, as I said, was $525, right? And if you compare that with the Bay Area, $525 gets you a pretty decent home with the backyard here. You're looking at a one-bedroom shack in the Bay Area for $1.25 million to $1.5 million. Same with Southern California, and the traffic and everything else there. So, Sacramento is a great opportunity, especially for your money, because you get way more house for a lot less money. If you're kind of wondering, what your purchasing power looks like and what you can get out this way in Sacramento, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to connect you with one of our great VA specialized lenders. They can kind of walk you through that. That way you know what you're looking at and what you can get and what those payments look like. Just reach out. Again, drop a comment or call me directly or send us a message and we'll get you guys connected, all right? Now let's go over kind of cost of living and quality of life here in Sacramento. It's reasonable. It's maybe a touch higher than other parts of the country. And of course it is California, so we have gas taxes. So gas is a little bit higher. We're at $4.70 a gallon at the time of this recording, but it's reasonable if you expect it. Groceries can, be just a scotch more than other places, but here's the cool thing. We have a lot of farmers markets, and of course we have many Costco's and Sam's Clubs, where groceries are very affordable. In fact, people are talking about the price of eggs. And just the other day, my wife picked up 2 cartons of 18-count pasture-raised eggs. And those are the good ones with the really super orange yolks and very tasty, very highly nutritious. $4 a carton, which is super low, compared to what they've been. That's a great price. So, groceries very doable, especially if you're shopping at those types of stores. Another component of cost of living is going to be your utilities, right? And what do those look like? Well, in Sacramento, it does get pretty hot in the summer. We reach temperatures 110 plus. So you're running your AC a lot. PG&E bills, they can be $250, $400, $500 a month or more because you're running that AC. But you're looking at maybe $60 to $90 a month for internet. Water, garbage, and sewer, that's about $150 a month. I would plan on, for a family, around $500 to $800 a month for all your utilities combined. That way you know what to expect. Now, one of the things I mentioned is kind of quality of life. And the traffic is really not bad here. If you're active military, you're about an hour away from Beale Air Force Base if you're living in Sacramento proper, about 50 minutes to Travis Air Force Base. And of course, the homes are very affordable here comparatively. So the traffic isn't bad, even during rush hour traffic, but we have a great outdoor lifestyle. Well, the American River and Folsom Lake, so lots of, water activities like kayaking, swimming, boating, things of that nature. You can always, jog or hike along the American River. There's plenty of hiking trails and there's plenty of parks around here, not to mention a ton of golf courses. So there's just a ton of outdoor activities. And for the kids, there's a ton of sports, rec sports and competitive sports as well. Everything from, soccer, baseball, wrestling. We even have lacrosse here. Lots of outdoor lifestyle activities for you guys to do, which really makes the quality of life here great. We do have some event centers like the Golden One Center. Here we are, the home of the Sacramento Kings. Just across the river, we also have the River Cats playing for the next 3 years. You got the pleasure of going to see the Oakland Athletics. We're also playing at the same park with the River Cats, so very cool. And, we also have the Sac Republic, soon to be hopefully a Major League Soccer team. So just a lot of different stuff to do around here. Not to mention that we're in the sweet spot to get away for like a weekend getaway or maybe do some camping. You want to go It's a wine country. Napa's about an hour and a half away. Maybe you want to do some skiing. You're an active skier. We're within 2 hours of Lake Tahoe and multiple ski resorts. Myself, I'm not coordinated enough to ski. I went one time, dislocated my shoulder, had a concussion. Let's just say I've never tried it again. But if that's your thing, you've got that here. We're also very close to like the Bay Area, or not the Bay, but like Bodega Bay, I should say. So you can go camping by the coast or just go travel around the coast. You can also go camping because there's a lot of forest land nearby where, you can go into a campsite, put your trailer there, tent camp, whatever you please. So just, again, a ton of outdoor activities. So I kind of already mentioned this, but if you do have little ones or have them on the way, Sacramento and the greater area has a lot of schools. According to greatschools.com, Roseville, Rockland, Folsom, Elk Grove, El Dorado Hills, they're some of the most sought after schools in the country. And we also have a ton of charter public schools as well that you don't even have to live in the area to get into. Those are by lottery, of course, but just a lot of school choice here in the greater Sacramento. Not to mention for higher education, we've got Sac State, Consumnes River College, Sierra College. God, there's a couple more, Sac City College. So a lot of choices for higher education, community schools. UC Davis is not too far either. And they have a great animal sciences program there. It's kind of what they're really known for. Little secret, they actually have a great little, I don't know what you'd call it. I call it a meat store, where a couple days a week you can go buy really high quality meat that they've raised and harvested right there at UC Davis. So really cool area to be in for both public school systems and grade school and of course higher education. All right, now if healthcare is a priority, which it should be, you have plenty of options here in Greater Sacramento. So let me share my screen here. We're going to go to Google Maps. All right, so the first one I want to point out to you here is the VA Medical Center, which I know is very important to a lot of veterans and active military alike. So that's right over here in the Mather area. It's kind of Rancho Cordova, very close to Sacramento in the greater Sacramento area. And we also have the different Kaisers that you can see sprinkled about multiple places. We also have Sutter Health System. You got Sutter Hospital like right here, Mercy General Hospital, and of course, a UC Davis Med Center with the heliport. So lots of options for healthcare in greater Sacramento, which can be very important, especially to retirees. If healthcare and proximity to different hospitals or care centers is really important, it's going to help you guide your decision as to where you live, don't hesitate to reach out. That's exactly the kind of thing that I'm here for to help. Again, all the contact information is below. So what about job opportunities here? Both for post-service career and, also spouses. Well, that's a great thing about Sacramento. Not only is it the state capital and there's tons of state and federal jobs, but it's kind of a hub for employment. A lot of people commute from, all the surrounding areas into Sacramento because of the employment opportunities. We have a very active healthcare sector, tech, law enforcement. There is an incredible opportunity here for remote work. I know there's even a lot of remote work in the state and federal jobs as well. So lots of flexibility, both for post-service career and for spouses. A big thing for vets is community support. And there's a lot of it here in Sacramento. You're really not going to feel alone here. There are a ton of veterans of foreign war posts. The American Legion is very active as well. Let's go ahead and share the screen again one more time. This is the greater Sacramento area, and this is not all of them, mind you, but look at all these VFW posts that, of course, you have to be a veteran of a foreign war to be a member, but you just have a ton of opportunity, and they're very good there helping you with benefits and the different things that are difficult to navigate once you're either out of the military or even at one of the bases. And my father-in-law, actually, he's very involved with the VFW. In fact, currently at the time of filming here, he's actually running for I think it's junior vice commander for the state, which is a pretty big deal. And I think he's a shoo-in. We'll see here. But I think he's going to get elected to that position. Really proud of him. He's very active, like I said, and service to other veterans is very important to him. And there's many like him, within these different posts and within this community that are here to help you. Another active group, community, in Greater Sacramento is the American Legion Hall. Very similar to help you with your benefits and different outreach programs. And it's just a great community to belong to. Less American Legion that you see here, but they are still, and these are not the only ones again, but they're still scattered all around. So plenty of community there. And so if you'd like to be introduced or connected to any of these community hosts or even to like my father-in-law, I'd be happy to make that connection, that introduction. Just reach out and let me know and we'll get you guys connected. So if you're a veteran or active duty service member, maybe you're just, helping somebody relocate here to Greater Sacramento area. Hopefully we've given you at least a little picture as to what life is like here in Sacramento, what a lot of the benefits are. There's so much more. I can't put this all into one little video. Hopefully you get that glimpse. But don't just take my word for it. Let's talk about your situation. Whether you're PCSing soon or you're retiring or have already retired, again, 9 days or 9 months from now, don't hesitate to reach out. Give me a call, click the link to book some time on my calendar, or even just drop a comment, shoot me a message, and we'd be more than happy to help you navigate and make a smooth move here to Sacramento or any of the surrounding suburbs. And before you go, don't forget to hit like and the subscribe button below. Until next time, that's a wrap.